Alright, hello everyone. Fingers crossed everything's going to be working. Look, I've got any game sound. Doesn't look very promising. How are we all? I'm still glitching too. I've changed my camera, I put it into a different USB port, so I really need to try and figure out what's going on with this thing. It just seems to be wanting to see me through the matrix, which is not ideal, but it is what it is. And it's just been one of those evenings, one of those afternoons. I spent an hour trying to relearn linear algebra so I could help my boy with some study for a school exam, and came to log in and the server was down, and you know, just when things don't go right, things don't go right. But we're here and we're starting starting out on a new server, which is going to be a bit of fun. Now, oh, we do have game sound. That's good. So we're going to see how this all turns out and pans out. I've had a few people on testing, checking out their connections and things. So at the moment, let's have a look. I'm streaming. I've got 30 FPS. So considering I'm running OBS and streaming at the same time, kind of happy with that. And then if we have a look at my map, bring that up. My ping's about 49, 50. It is buttery smooth. It's been a long time since I've played on a server with that low ping, because normally we host them in the States rather than in Sydney. So the whole idea with the server was to set it up so it's easier to connect to my camera connected to the giant servers. Maybe if that was the case, I'd be like 10 minutes behind, wouldn't I? 10 hours behind. That's strange. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's something with I mean, over on monitor, I'm not even on main farm sim cap. Nothing going right for me. Nothing's working out right for me. Right. I'm just gonna have a look at logic. See what the G hub looks like. I'm pretty sure. Control my camera through here. But I can't preview it because something else is using it. Oh, I'll figure it out. I'll come up with some solution. Be driver conflict. Maybe it might not be an up-to-date driver chinook. Don't know. Anyhow, if you joined last week's stream, we spent most of the evening, pretty much the whole evening, setting this server up. I've done a little bit more work since then, and kind of got things pretty much finalized, to the point I've spent a couple of hours and planted some crops and got things up and moving. So first things first, our money's down at 3.3 million. Now the whole plan, the whole way along, was to keep the money at a level where if someone wants to come in and buy a new field, they can. So it's not about starting from scratch or having nothing. It was about creating a farming empire, for want of a better description. So if you are joining for the first time, welcome. We'll have a look here. So we've got two farms set up over this side, and sync there for someone joining in. Who was that? Bottom for Life's coming in. Awesome, good to have you here. So we've got two farms. We've got this one over here, which is our main grain farm with these three fields. Now, the funny thing with these is this is the one I planted the other day. Someone jumped on, did some testing and planted that one. But because the days are set to 5-day months, the months are set to 5-day months, but the first month, as always, is only 1 day. It doesn't change. So what happened is they planted them. So we've got part of a crop in there. So these fields are carrots and beets, and now they've got a bit of wheat in. So we're going to replant this field. This one's ready and good to go. This one's going to replant it with canola, and we're going to put some cotton in this field over here. It needs lime, but this is basically our grain farm down here with all of our equipment. Loading around. We've got a couple of combines, grain cart, a good big seeder. I've got some bins, and I've preloaded these two at least, with some fertilizer in that one and some seeds in there. So if anyone comes in and wants to do some work, I've got that. Put down a bulk buy bunker down there, so we've got lime and fertilizer as well. We can buy out of those, which is kind of handy. And otherwise, everything's set to go. I think this is full of lime. So if someone comes in and wants to start spreading some lime, we've got 60,000 litres of lime in there. That's pretty much all what we've got down there. Now, I quickly migrate my way down to the other farm. And again, someone's had the cotton harvesters out because there was a field of cotton down here which was ready to harvest. So that's all been taken care of. As you can see, cotton harvested. So we've actually got a couple of cotton bales floating around. But if we head on over this way, it's a bit foggier down here. We got the feedlot all built. So we've got 5 cattle pens, each capable of 1,000 animals. So we can have 5,000 cattle floating around in here. So this is the animal farm. We've got 2 fields. So we've got 3 fields. Field on the top here, 105. Let's just double check it's not harvested. So we're going to put some grass into there and grass into these, and we're actually going to merge these two fields because there's kind of we used up a lot of this field to put these feedlots down. So that's going to become a grass field, that's going to be a grass field. And after our conversations last time, look, there's some cotton bales glitching through. So I've got a bit more of equipment set up. I've got a couple of 8Rs there. Oh, they're the 320 horsepower version. Some Fendt pickup wagons. Got a trailer there as well. And we've basically got this TMR factory. So there was 4 different options I had a look at. And this one here, have a look in the menus, can do a couple of different things. But the main reason I did this one, so if we do say silage hay straw, TMR, silage straw, silage and hay. So we've got some different options there. But the main reason for this was the fact we can have 3.5 million litres. It's got lots of storage. We can just jam it with whatever. And it does lots of cycles a month. So it can produce, I think, about 1 million litres. 480,000 times 200. So whatever that is. 4,800 times 200. So that's basically, and this is the, bit of equipment in there. I actually kept the challenge off the starter farm. And anyone coming in, these sheds are funny because they look like they're open and they're not. And then the only way you can actually open them, see, it was open, but then it looks like it's not. Then you come back. It's a weird one. But yeah, kept the challenge. See, still glitching. I don't know. I'll figure those out. Anyhow, that's the that's the animal farm. The only thing I haven't set up anything is mining, and I'm going to leave that for now. We're not going to do the mining up on top of the hill because I think Terrafarm and we don't have the mining option. So we'll just wait and see what happens with those. So I'm going to jump back over here. We're going to go and seed this field with some canola. Actually get started doing something. Anyhow, let's do a roll call because I have been talking for 5 or 6 minutes just about nothing much about everything. Does need some seeds and fertilizer in it, so let's try and get this all set up so we can do that. But yeah, welcome along everyone. Pleasure to have you here. I'm going to see a few of you joining the server. Obviously, the main reason for this one is I wanted to have a Aussie-based server. Why is it? Why did it get out of there? Stuck. So I hadn't started the engine. That's why. Was to have an Aussie-based server, and I just thought this would be a great map. Now, it could be a complete flop. It might only last a few months or a few weeks or till Christmas or something like that. It's a bit of a challenge with performance, I know that. Anyone with less than 16 or less than 32 gig of RAM is struggling to play on it. And, well, that's just how it is. We don't have much we can do about that. We're just going to have to make do with what we've got. So, hopefully, a few of you can get in and join in. But Holden, I see you've logged in, so it's good to see you able to make it. That's good. Welcome along, Garrick. I know Garrick's been chomping at the bit to get in and lend a hand, so fingers crossed you can get your game updated. I wonder if the update might have caused a few server issues too, because the server had kind of shut down and wasn't working when I came to log into it, so not sure what's going on with that. Now, we don't need to put a fertilizer down, so I'm not going to worry about getting fertilizer, purely because the fields that we're planting into have been double fertilized. So we don't need to worry about those. Now, let's see, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to that other auger there, be able to get this air cart close enough to unload. Maybe. I just about nailed that. I'll lower it down a little bit, it might work. I wonder what the trigger's like on it. So I wonder which bin that is in. Is it a fertilizer bin or a seed bin? Remember which buttons to do. Change my. Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Look at that. Good enough. But that only wants fertilizer. That's the fertilizer one. That's the first one. That's the second one we want to put seed in. Let's see here. Here we go. Seed. Seed filling into that. Start filling. Started, but then stopped. Didn't want to fill. There. Craig Good evening to you, my friend. Good to see you, Lone Star. How are you? Welcome along. Pleasure to have you here, Chinook. Good to see you. Aussie Dan's here as well. G'day, mate. Parker Edwards, how you doing? Yes, you can join the game. You're more than welcome to. It's here for everyone to play on. But like I said, 32 gig of RAM seems to be the minimum. Anyone with 16 struggled to actually get in there. Right. So I need to load with these. 496 isn't actually putting in any. It's on the, is it because it's on the full bin? Is this one I need to load? Seems to be a little bit further forward for it. Oh, there we go. There we go. Just didn't quite have the spout in the right spot. Cool. Right, let's change that to canola while I remember. Here we go. Hold that up and we'll get going. Go and start doing some seeding. Mr. Hazelthwaite, how are you? Nice to see you. I know you're busy trying to set one of these up for FSG's community as well, aren't you? Bo, evening mate, nice to see you as well. Is tonight the night that Bo gets a membership? Stay tuned. The ongoing saga. Tell you what, it was nice just chilling out the other night and getting to use some big equipment. That made a change. Haven't spent a lot of time driving big farm equipment in 25 yet, so nice to get out and give that a shot. You had a look at using Thunder's PF configurator. It sort of worked, but not fully. It showed a soil map and you could take soil samples, test it, but could not buy them. Interesting. It didn't show the field percentage. Interesting. Right. So yes, we are going into a field that already has a crop in it. I am aware of that, but you're just joining. This was planted or just done as part of a test, and the calendar clipped over, so we've kind of got this part planted wheat field. So here's a bit of a start from scratch. We're just going to go through this and start new with some canola in here. Mrs. Prof, I completely skipped over the fact that you've got a big green message celebrating 32 months as a team member. Thank you very much for that. And I'm starting to fold that up again. I'm going to do that. And the time change means you can catch the streams, which is fantastic. It's great to see you here. You'll have to, well, in this, no, it'll be a good time for you. There's a Rocket Lab launch tomorrow morning, 8:45 New Zealand time, so 11.5 hours from now. It'll be half an hour into its mission at this time. Keep an eye out for that one. Right. Let's see. All going to plan. Should be us up and going. So it's steering assist, everything's working. Yeah, it just seems to be going pretty well. Generally. I don't know what our frames are, 22, 23. Once we start getting into some equipment and maybe having more people in it, could tank a little. Hopefully it doesn't. Just have to wait and see. I'll be chatting to Aussie Modding Co-op about the map a little bit too, Mark. So he's got some plans. He's still going to go through and clear up any errors. So if there's any, if you come across anything, if anyone comes across anything, drop me a note or drop a comment in Discord. Aussie Modding Co-op is in my Discord, so he can see them. I'm not going to tell you his name in there because he's not using his Aussie Modding Co-op as his name, but he's in there and we'll see it. So I'll make sure if there's anything you guys point out that he is aware of those. Right, let's just manually go around this corner and make sure we get everything done. Right, here we go. Lots of different launches this week. Yeah, there's lots of progress being made all around the place, isn't there? Very impressive. Pretty impressive. But yeah, like I said, nice to be back driving some big equipment. And the frame rates vary depending on which way I'm looking too, I've noticed. And whether there's fog. I kind of want to get rid of this fog. Which actually reminds me. Squads here. Going to popular request, turn the traffic off. Oh, it was at half. There you go. You saw on Facebook there was a newish version. Have not had a chance to look at it yet, see what errors are fixed. Yeah, there's definitely a lot fixed in the 1E release finally. But I believe there's even more still to be done. So, cheers, everyone. Goodness, I should have had a sip of that before we got started. All right. So here's a question for everyone. What is a practical use for linear algebra in the real world? Because I was going through it and I couldn't remember how to do it to start with, and then once I got into it, it kind of came back to me a little bit. But my goodness, it felt like a waste of time. I wonder if it's because I don't have it directly plugged into a USB 3 port. So, speaking of things, my computer is dead silent at the moment, and I'm streaming. I'm playing the game on a rather resource-hungry map. Touch wood, I have not had a single crash since the weekend, and I'll tell you what I did. I pulled my computer apart, completely removed the graphics card, took to it with, well, not with this, but I did get myself a can of compressed air after the fact. But gave it a proper birthday, gave the fans, everything, all the radiators on it, and let a good clean out. I popped my RAM out, gave that all, well, there's not much to clean on RAM, doesn't have fans or anything, but reseated all the RAM, and obviously reseated the graphics card. And so far, like I said, touch wood, do it again, no issues thus far, and it's running quieter, hasn't had any big spikes in speed, so fingers crossed that's going to have fixed it. Just have to wait and see. Calculating, forecasting, problem solving across many fields, from managing personal finances and planning trips to more complex professions like engineering and finance. Thanks, Dr. Google. And say you're not going to figure that out yourself. Computer graphics. In linear algebra. I don't know, anyhow. I don't know what's caused it. It's frustrating. Frustrating. It's interesting though, isn't it funny that once you, even though it's 20, 30, gosh, 30 years, I'm 30 years older than my son, so it's 30 years since I did what he's doing, and it was kind of foreign to me. Once I looked at it and started doing it, I was like, hey, I can remember actually doing this at school. Sort of all started coming back to me a little bit. So, even though you don't use it, it can still be relevant. Stop breaking my computer. Well, I've kind of made it come up with an excuse to not get a new one by the looks of things. Which it wasn't the best thing. Thinking about it. I was going to play some music tonight, and now my Spotify doesn't want to work on my computer either. Can't figure out why. Can't find my computer to put on. Oh. Yeah, just have to make do with me talking. 100% with you on that, Craig. That is something I thought of too, and I was like, when I was sitting in here the other night doing some demo, some testing, and planting that wheat field, I thought this would actually be a fantastic map. Be able to jump in and do some do some Lego building on, so it's definitely on the cards. Need to get started on the class Dominator. That's the big set I've got sitting in a box, waiting to be built, so get into that. You had to use linear algebra throughout your instrumentation career. There you go. You can keep it, but it sucks. Ohm's law is algebra. Is it linear algebra? Anyhow, I think we got there in the end. I think I remembered it. Do you know the best part though? Do you know what I did? I uploaded it to ChatGPT. Took a photo of his spreadsheet, or his sheet that he had to do, his question sheet that he was using to study. Uploaded the image to ChatGPT and asked it to solve it like I was a year 10 student in New Zealand. And it did a pretty good job to help me out, sure. You're streaming, you're going to go for a flight into Denmark, are you? Denmark? We still need to do our flight together. Keep on thinking about that. We need to figure out a time, sort out a time we can do that. You can if you want to. They're not far off max price. You might as well get rid of them. No other use for them. Then you can bring the tractor back over here and start spreading some lime on the other field if you want, or plant some cotton if you'd like. You migrated from 10 to 11 at the company last week. I get Autodesk up and running, was it? That's interesting. I got to admit, I've ignored updating a couple of my work PCs to 11. Are not worth. Well, 2 of them won't actually run 11 anyhow. That's all about finding the right time to buy a new PC. Copenhagen, where are you going from? You're flying to Copenhagen? Tempted to unplug that and figure out if I've got a USB 3 port free. Heathrow, Copenhagen. Nice. Nice. I'm dropping frames there for a minute. Bit of a connection issue. We'll be back though. Or Gatwick. Righty ho. You know, fly a. In fact, what's the national air? Does Denmark have a national airline? I think now. Just for the record, when are you becoming a she? Chinook, is that something you're not telling us? It's a formal announcement. Only far from Gatwick if you're a she. 100% right, Craig. This would be a great map to be building big on. Sure. Very basic forms of linear algebra you've used as a heavy diesel mechanic. There you go. Total closure of the company's PCs, so no installing programs other than the ones that are set up through Workspace. Yeah, I mean, it wouldn't work for a lot of things, I would have thought. Considering you're a mechanical engineer and a lot of your people do drafting, I would have thought. Counterintuitive, anyhow. I suppose it's a pretty big security vulnerability if you've got staff installing anything they like, right? you've got all got admin rights, which defeats the purpose. Brett, any idea when they'll do precision farming for this? So the issue with precision farming is that it's not designed to run from Giant's perspective on a map of this size. So it won't read or won't create a big enough file for because of the pixels, number of pixels needed in the data in the back end. Thunder does have a mod called Precision Farmer or PF Configurator, which Mark Hathlinthwaite was mentioning earlier. He has been trying to set up on this map with limited results, but still not perfect. So you could do source testing, but you can buy source samples. But it's not a limitation, it's not a map maker issue, it's the way Giants have generated precision farming this time around. Funny. How many acres is this field, Hayden? This one is this field here, and it's a bit hard to tell because it's 160 acres, but it counts all this land here. Probably very similar in size to this. It's probably a bit bigger. 60. One's 120, but counts that bit. So, I don't know, 60 to 80. I actually need to install the additional field info mod that will tell you that sort of stuff. Hey Marty, how you doing? Probably install Windows 11 now that TPM2 isn't mandatory. Oh, have they made some changes? I didn't realise that. Because it's a motherboard setup, isn't it? It's a motherboard configuration which basically defined it. Or is it a CPU? I can't remember now. Motherboard or CPU? One or the other. Are you missing something, Bo? I was questioning your pronouns. Chunuk. You said she. Instead of sure. Don't have enough RAM. Tinky Winky, that sucks. Yeah. Again, it's a shame because, I mean, I don't feel like looking around the map, I'm seeing a whole lot further than I would in a normal map. So I kind of question that side of things. I am streaming at the moment, so my frame rates are a bit lower than normal. They're in the 20s, which isn't ideal. It's still nice to be playing on a server with, what's my ping at the moment? 50. Pretty cool. 50 milliseconds via Starlink. Play Mark Thor and not Marty Cantrell. He's Mark Thor as a myth. He's an enigma. Chip on the motherboard. Right, that's a motherboard thing. Better than a chip on the shoulder, right? Farmer Cop sent you. Good old FC. Haven't actually I've been meaning to message him to congratulate him on his 200k subs. Was rocketed through, looking at everyone else in his wake. The wrecking ball, little Miley Cyrus. How do I rate the new DLC? Is it worth buying? I think the new map and my small interactions I've had with it so far are fantastic, and I'm looking forward to getting it set up on a server and playing on it with FSG to replace North Frisian in our multiplayer. I think it is a fantastic map. It looks amazing. The detail in it is another notch up. It makes me excited to think what Giants might be able to do for the next version of the Farm Sim game with maps and things like that. One thing I would do hope, and I probably know the answer, is that they do a 4 times map as console. But I don't think it's going to happen. It's funny though, right? You compare map size. Let's use Grand Theft Auto as an example. Compare the map size from the first couple of GTAs to, GTA 5, GTA 6. Has anyone watched those videos where it compares sizes of maps in games and how big some are? Like, come on, Giants. Surely if maybe not GTA as a comparison because of the development cycle and budgets they have, but surely compared to some of these other games, you can make a big map. But yeah, I think the DLC is pretty cool. I like that you can do the fishing on any map. I think the fishing is kind of cool as a little micro game, but so you don't need to do it. And that's the thing people always lose focus on, is you don't actually have to do it whether you like it or not. No one's forcing you to go fishing. That's part of the DLC, and obviously you might feel like you're going to get less value if the fishing's not for you, but you want to play on the map. Okay, well, I don't get anything new. Well, you still get Highland cattle, you still get onions, you still get some new equipment, new brands. I think it's worth it. If you join livestock on the starter farm, but not the equipment to look after. You can buy it all though. Oh, make it look pretty. That's all they want to do. How well does my PC run the map? This map, it's running it reasonably well. It's always a struggle when I'm streaming at the same time and my computer's using a whole lot of graphics power to encode video and ship it off to YouTube. So it's not running as smooth as it would be if I was just playing it not online. I have been a little bit. But my frames are in the, look what are they at the moment, 20s. So I've been sitting around, hovering around 22, 23, 24. Like I said, not perfect, but the speed of this game, I can handle it. When I'm not streaming it, it's pretty much well into the 40s. But yeah, I've really had no issues, but 32 gig RAM is what you need by the sounds of things. I've heard of lots of people who only have 16 gig and can't load it. Kia ora, Scott. How you doing? Good to see you. It's gonna be. I'm excited about this weekend. I'm not streaming on Sunday, unfortunately, because we've got one of my boys is playing in a futsal tournament on Saturday and Sunday. But what I am excited about is on Saturday I am taking a trip down to Wellington. I'm meeting one of our community and the farm sim community who is travelling all the way from the States. I'm having the pleasure of meeting him for the first time. He's going to be in Wellington for a day and a half before venturing out on a bit more of a tour of New Zealand. So I'm quite looking forward to catching up with him. Any guesses? A bit of a guessing game. I know who it is. Why is that not picked up a course for me? Because it wants to go the other way. Okay. We can entertain it. Surprised J-Bot is in here. What have you been doing with FC? It'd be the middle of the night for him, wouldn't it? And figure out where these lines are. It's a guessing game. Got them turned off. Here we go. You've only got 16 gig, but I really want to play this map. So one thing, and I know everyone's in a different position, well, at least the one thing with the RAM is it is a relatively cheap and easy upgrade for a PC. Assuming you've got the motherboard for it and things. When I upgraded my RAM, I had two 8GB sticks. So I actually ended up upgrading to 16 gig sticks. So if I wanted to go to 64 gig, it was easy enough to get another two 16 gig sticks. Versus I could have just gone for two 8 gig sticks and been sitting at 32, but I know not everyone is in that position to be able to do that. Hey Izzy, how you doing? Apart from absolutely dominating the fantasy football, Daybot has strange hours for a Scot. What time is it? 8:30. 8:30 AM in Scotland. Usually when you mention me arrives. Like magic. No idea who it could be, miss. I said he was a Texan, would that prompt anyone's mind to think who it might be? Texan in the community who's been around probably since just about day one. I've added the extended cruise control into the map, and I don't like it. 200 for an extra 16 gig, that sounds expensive, Scott. That sounds pricey. I could be mistaken. Which one was it? Yeah. No, it was the SSD. That's it. I'm just looking back to see when I ordered mine, what I paid. Maybe I didn't buy it from this company. On my anyhow, it seemed expensive. Notice a change from 16 to 32. Yep, it won't change. Won't change, but it would have. I'll stop looking. But for whatever reason, I mean, it depends what programs you're running. But for whatever reason, this map is a hungry hippo. A ram. You have 32 gig, but your RAM computer won't run the map. Interesting. You've got 32 gig, but your computer struggles with the heat. Yeah, that sucks. Upgraded your RAM when you upgraded the video cards. Good idea. Hey Jimmy, how you doing? Be on soon to help. Yeah. Hold on for life is on here. No, we don't have it. Don't actually have any fertilizer, so. Hadn't thought about that. Just put it on without, and we can spread some with the dry box. The spreader. It'd be cheaper in Australian dollars than Scott. 2 4TB hard drives and only an 850 power supply. You need a new motherboard. Sounds like you just need a new PC. Righty. Is GJ visiting? Nope. You remember someone from Texas but can't think of his name. Yeah. Secret squirrel. It's Scott Free For All. Scott Free For All is going to be here. It's going to be very cool. So, head down on early Saturday morning. I think he gets into Wellington on Friday night. Direct from Auckland. Direct from, I'm guessing he's flying out of Houston. But direct from the US. So we'll see how he is time zone wise, but he only has a day and a half in Wellington, so make the most of it. Used to chop trees. It's hours past DJ's bedtime. Yeah, if we're on late enough, it'll be DJ's morning time. You're from Texas, Marty. Are you coming to New Zealand this weekend? I know I'm not suggesting you fork out for a new PC. Scott, no, I was talking about what Marty was saying about having hard drives and 850 power supply and need a new motherboard. Let's get a new PC. Right, so we've run out of fertilizer, which is why the texture's changed, but this field's pretty much fully fertilized in your house. Texas native as well, Lone Star. Nice. Alright, so Holden for Life's managed to get himself some cotton seed. Good. Prerequisite for planting cotton. Some lime on that field too, so. And I realised I hadn't bought a roller, so it's whether we get a roller for this field. But I also wanted to go down and start. I wanted to be the one who ploughed that field together so I could take responsibility for it. So we'll see. We'll might finish this field off and go for a drive down. There we go. Pulling in. He was thinking it was someone who streams. Yeah, not that he's streamed much lately, but. G'day Kiwi Gaming. How you doing, mate? This is carrots, I believe. Oh, plus wheat. The field, there's a backstory to it. You know when you first create a save game and change it from 1 day per month to, say, 5 days per month, the first month doesn't change until the month rolls over. Also, people have been coming in and just testing their connection to see how the server was performing. And someone had come, I don't know who it was, came in and started planting this field with wheat, but only got halfway through it. And then, of course, instead of being on 5 days, it was on 1 day. So the night came, night went, and we ended up with a field with carrots and part wheat. So we're just starting from scratch. I really didn't fancy doing a big field of carrots. At least not at the moment. Right, I wonder where I might turn and go back down this way. Can't think of an FS streamer from Texas. It's got free for all. He's been around for quite a while. Very chill fella, but he hasn't been doing much content lately. Busy with other things in life, as we all get at times. That's the only thing I have had time for lately is streaming, which I enjoy. It's good. I do have another episode of Ray County recorded, and that I just need to sit down and get that edited. Streaming is another thing where you can just sit down and play the game, chat away with whoever's in chat. Right, let's have a map update. There we go, we're creating a bit of a arson pattern going on here. We're in Aussie, not Scotland. And there we go, cotton going in next door. Good. Now, I haven't actually used that planter yet, the 90 foot easy riser. You're only an old school farm sim fan, so what do you know? Sure you know a lot, Marty. The other field next to us has got that button. We're planting over beets. That's the carrots. Oh, we've done the headlands. This would be perfect for doing Lego, wouldn't it? I haven't got my other camera plugged in. Otherwise, I'll almost be tempted to go and grab a Speed Champions and build it. If we had Speed Builder, Speed Champions. Seems to be the case for some streamers, not having the time to play, not having the passion to play. A few different people come and go. Definitely been a lot different vibe around 25. I don't know what, I can't put my finger on it. Formal Pickle did I don't know if anyone's seen Formal Pickle's video he released a week or two ago about the whole cycle of creating video content, particularly looking at his stuff he was doing in Farm Sim, how it can impact you. Oh, there's my controller going. Not in a straight line tonight, Argsy. Not in a straight line tonight. Sneak on one day and plant all your fields in sugarcane. And I'll sneak on with admin rights and go straight down to this tool and set field fruit something different. I'm not logged in as admin. That's what I was. Anyhow. I know. It's the Scottish water. I'll just glitch more. Just to make it more believable. I'll sit right in the middle so I glitch even better. I don't... Yeah, I'm going to have to figure that one out. It's frustrating. Potatoes. That's screaming to do potatoes on the Scottish map, isn't it? Hey Ben, how you doing, mate? Too busy at work. Thanks for popping in, my friend. Nice to see you. GHP Farmer, thank you for recommending this incredible map. It's now your go-to Let's Play. Nice. Nice one. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. I was kind of looking at it going, could I do something like I did on Western Australia where we harvest a whole lot of fields. But could you imagine Western Australia? I think some of the fields in Western Aussie were probably the size of this whole section here. If not, at least this whole farm would have been one field. That's crazy. Crazy times. Haggis. I know there's been a few suggestions. Haggis was a good one. It was one of the other good ones that I saw recently. There was another good one. Oh, as FSG said, you can't sell fish to the fish and chip shop. It's called a chip shop. I think we need a proper fish and chip shop. Sell some flour for the batter. Bread for the breadcrumbs. Get the crumbed fish. Scoop chips. Deep fried Mars bar. G'day Alan. Good morning, mate. Soft fruit polytunnels around where you live in Scotland, Dr. Fish. We've got a bit they're lifting peas and potatoes, carrots are going under straw for winter. That's always a fascinating thing too. I've never seen the way they put straw over the carrots. The Reliant Robins are driving around. Yeah, I know, they're funny, eh? There's those in the The minis. The minis are cool too. I'm hoping I can use some of that traffic on my map. The elusive Aussie map. It's parked in a USB drive somewhere. Hard drive somewhere. We'll get there. Good evening, Elsa. How you doing? Welcome along. Nice to see you. Been seeing lots of videos actually from Aussie. I think it's harvest season's getting into full swing over there, isn't it? Ryan's been pretty busy or getting busy with harvest. Some pretty big crews rolling through some of the fields over there. I actually see Caleb's been there. Caleb's been this. He shoot a video on YouTube the other night of them running a combine in a big wheat field. Playing the map for 4 hours and just did your first trip off the starter farm. Nice. So like, Giants must have given you a decent amount of the right equipment then, Bo. Just not for animals. I love the silos. I think the silos are pretty cool. Mostly sheep farming here and some Highland cattle on the northwest coast of Scotland, where we live at a small island, though not too far from where the new Kinlay is based. Ah, interesting. So northwest, is it Inverness up that side? I'm trying to remember now. My Scottish geography. World trip. Oh, no, Inverness is on the other side. Looks impressive. I found some guys' videos when he went and climbed that mountain. Looked pretty cool. Oban, right. I know Oban. It's a very well-known whiskey name, isn't it? Other side. You love how Mark Thor acted like he doesn't know you. Are you, Marty? Pretty much still in harvest. Yeah, I hope it's all going well, Elsa. I am doing good, thank you. Doing good. Saying earlier, it's nice to be back. Ripping up in some bigger equipment. In a while. Yeah, into the big fields with the big gear. Love an Oban malt. Certainly won't complain if one was put in front of me. Remember when you left a NT700 on top of a huge silo on Western Oz? That was funny. It's funny where tractors have appeared in different spots on multiplayer servers. Always a bit of a laugh. Garrick, you on the server, you notice the contracts are a bit messed up. Machines you can borrow for the contracts wrong. Combine with grain header to do a carrot harvesting contract. I'll have a look in a sec. Like a squiz once we've turned around. He did nod off for about 40 minutes early on. You're playing on this map too, Elsa. Nice. Pretty cool. Right, let's have a look at these contracts. The only ones don't even have equipment with them. Huh. Right, let's have a look. That's lentils. That one's okay. Yeah, there you go. Carrots. Cola. Parsnips. Wheat. Yeah, no, it does look messed up for some of them. That's a trick for young players, because I'd look at that and go, oh yeah, combine, we can do that. Parsnips, so field's at 26. Is that actually got past it? Not ideal at all. DJ did a video about contracts having issues, but you haven't watched it yet. So does that come from the DLC? One said impossible contracts. I wonder if it was just impossible because they were difficult to do, or whether they were impossible because they had the wrong gear. Let's see what the comments say. Yeah, actually add first. Go to the comments. Bumped mouse. The width on that planter, that's pretty impressive. Makes this thing look tiny. That's almost the same width as my two headlands done in one. Wow. Of course, we could have gone for a bigger Seed Hawk. We did have the option for the 85 foot for this one, which I think is 60. It's okay. Nothing in the comments. Anyhow. G'day, Share. How you done? Good to see you. Don't mind you showed farmers. Nah, not at all. Happy for you to show it. In fact, I can show it. It's still sitting right here. Look at that. All the way from Cardiff. You're in Cardiff? Are you in Cardiff? I say Cardiff. All the way from the UK. Why do I think you're in Cardiff? All the way from Share. Dawned on you the other day, you've never looked at Hutan Pantai. Oops. G'day FSG, how you doing, mate? See you. Shropshire. Didn't think it was Wales. Cardiff didn't seem right. You go to Cardiff a little bit though, don't you? Not far from Wales. A bit closer to Birmingham. I knew there was a connection somewhere. I wasn't going completely crazy. How are you, Mr. FSG? You doing alright, bud? Having a good week? It's just thinking we need to touch base and something now that the game's out and the map will be on servers is plot our move. Book our EasyJet flights from the north of Germany on up to Scotland. After the big smoke, eh? Work or pleasure? No doubt work. I was saying earlier, I'm catching up with Scott Free-for-All on Saturday. I'm going to spend the day with him down in Wellington, which I'm properly excited about. You know, can't wait to, someone you've talked to and gotten to know over the years to actually meet them in person. Always work. Not always, but mostly. And it's going to be very cool. You need pictures. I'm sure there will be. I actually noted he put a post on his Discord to say he's been doing planning to do some more like life vlogging stuff, so who knows? Maybe I'll make it into one of those. What is there to do? There's the lime to go on the field that Holden's planting. That's going to need lime. It's probably going to need fertilizer too because he doesn't have any liquid dirt. But that's probably the main thing. We need to buy a roller too, Jimmy, if we want to roll crops like canola. Goodness, excuse me. I inhaled a little bit too much with that last whiskey in it. Tickled. I was just looking at the way the map border moving. Kind of weird. Doesn't feel right. It definitely would be nice. The row crop ready stuff kind of allows that, but I haven't come across too much row crop ready equipment for 25 yet. It was certainly something that was done in 22. A lot of fun. Annoying a little bit. That's right. Tidy that up. Is that watching us? Is that Jimmy? Did you like my the farm name? Stray Mate. Decided I'd made the farm. Ooh. Alright, that's us across the field. Gosh, 10 o'clock already. Yeah, time flies when you're having fun. The solid, what, 40 minutes probably running this? Nice name. You never laugh sometimes, don't you? Can't believe you met your missus 26 years ago today. I believe she stayed with you for 26 years, Mark. That's awesome. Congratulations. Gosh, if I would, Mrs. Arks and I have met, would have been my first year at university. 1999 I would have met her. I don't know when, but it would have been sometime in February. We were in the same hostel together. Commiserations to my sister. That's very cool. Pass on the message. It should probably be finally someone who gets me. This camera's annoying me. It's going to be the first thing I do when I finish streaming. I'm going to pull it out and plug it in somewhere else again on a different port. It's funny because I'm 99% sure it's the same one it's always been in. However, the main change I've made is actually just broadcasting straight from the camera as a source rather than going through the NVIDIA broadcast app. Because I thought that might have been what was causing my PC issues. FSG. You'll be pleased to know I pulled my PC apart on the weekend, took my graphics card completely out, cleaned all the fans out, cleaned out the radiators, pulled my RAM out, reseated all the RAM, reseated the graphics card. And so far, touch something resembling wood, no issues. And in fact, this whole stream, even though we're doing something that's not super intensive, but I'm streaming, I'm doing this, playing the game. Previously, the fan had been getting really loud, but it's not once gone over the normal volumeters, so May have been something as simple as that. It might have been when I was moving it to go to the Sim event. I might have made it even worse, or who knows. Anyhow, fingers crossed that we've got over that one. Well, it's good news, except now I don't have an excuse to get a new one. Got together and met your wife on Friday, the 13th of March 1998. Very unlucky for her, but lucky for you. There you go, well done, Mark. Still treat myself to a 50 series card, just to be safe. So, Mrs. Agsy, FSG said I had to. No, because now I can get that monitor I want to get for the sim rig. AMD, get their 9072 XD. I have thought about that, actually. If I flush out my water loop. I don't have a water cooled system, Mark, so no, I did not. Slash what? What are you asking me to do now, Chuck? Slash for a new PC. You want me to dress up as Guns N' Roses? Full separate PC setup for the sim rig. Maybe. What I was actually considering doing. Because I've been I see WRC 24 has just been released on PlayStation Plus as the PS Plus game for this month, so I'll be downloading that. But I've actually been playing Gran Turismo on that. I was almost considering putting a capture card, getting a capture card, and then setting up my laptop so I can stream via PlayStation on my laptop. And if I was going to do that, then I'd use the capture card to run my laptop as a streaming PC, and then have my current PC is a gaming only one. But I don't know. Lots of things to think about. There we go. There's my controller going. I don't want to go the way you're going. Get out of here. Birdo, welcome along. To be fair, I did save a bit of money not going to FarmCon this year. Back up for a big trip next year. Maybe. See. USB 3 to HDMI capture very cheap on Amazon. Do I know if there's a modern development for the 9RX830? Not that I know of, Elsa. I actually had hoped it would have come in the Plains and Prairies pack, or possibly as a surprise mod when they had the John Deere in at, was it Agritechnica or Gamescom? Wherever it was, they had that set up with their display, but unfortunately not the case. Is there a water source nearby that the tractor's stuffing out? Hope not. You wanted to play Nulla Creek so bad because it's so big you need 16 more gig of RAM. Yeah, there's a few people being called out with that, unfortunately. And that's completely outside the Aussie modding co-op's control. Sucks. Right, that was a little bit there. That was one of my wobbly wobblies. Yeah, I certainly haven't seen anything. Get around and tidy up that little bit. Upgrading your laptop. The laptop would be quite hard to upgrade RAM on, I would have thought. I don't know. Need to wait for a few minutes for the legs to go away, Birdo. Yeah, you do. If you wanted to, you'd be welcome to come over and maybe take over seating here from me and I'll go do something else. Just, so I'm not spending 2 hours of a stream just planting a field. Not that I'm complaining about that, but I'm really keen to go and get this field down at the dairy farm, cattle farm cloud. So you can come and take over from me if you like. See your message there, Mark. Thank you. Take a look at that. Def Leppard clashing with... How could Def Leppard schedule a concert in the same weekend as Farm Cosh? Yeah, that's disappointing. Disappointing. Oasis Friday night. You'll be there in 48 hours. Oh, so jealous. So jealous. I wish I'd been able to get to them. You like the farm name? Stray, mate. Google said you could upgrade it. Ah, okay. I'm sure you can. Yeah, you probably can. It's just the cost to do it compared to upgrading a PC. That's all. Is this map going? Absolutely no. Won't be crossplay at all. Share it's a 16x map, so only console maps can be crossplay, of course, and only ones that got mod hub. If it's map textures, you might be able to solve it by page. So apparently people get to load in the very last shader and the last shader crashes it, but I don't know when you're loading the game what the last shader it loads is. You are going to Turbo? Nice. Nice. My next big concert event is Jimmy Reed's comedian in a month or so. This weekend of December. Metallica and then AC/DC, and that blows your concert budgets. I can imagine so. Yeah, catch you soon, Mark. Drive carefully. Really did an average job on a couple of these in roasted. Big plans for Kinley. What are you? Oh, don't give them away. I'm intrigued though. Tool will be good. Have you been listening to The Rock this week? So the Rock radio station in New Zealand's been giving away Tool tickets in the mornings, and they're giving them away to the biggest Tool injury. And so the first day they had saw injuries, so hand saws, skill saws, circular saws, table saws, jigsaws, those kind of things. My goodness, there were some scary ones. Best one, I don't know if it was one that won, but apparently there was a guy who was working in a freezing works and using one of the bandsaws in the abattoir to cut up a sheep's carcass. And apparently an attractive lady walked through. I don't know what she was doing there or anything, but he leant forward and down to look and cut his shoulder on the bandsaw. It's designed to cut flesh and bones. Like for poor guy. That's pretty embarrassing. Right, let's go down here. We'll just jump into this tractor. I'll leave Birdo there. He can take on that. Right, I need to make a little bit of a decision here because take a while. This is, what does this need? 450 horsepower. What's our 450 horsepower tractor? It's 430. 20. 430. How many big horsepower tractors out there doing the work? Let's try the Challenger of 430. It might do it because it's a flat field. It's time for Lucky Silly. He just about did farm some guy. Alright, we'll run it over with the Challenger. There we go. Now I don't even know the way. Oops. Ooh, that's a bit of a big spike, I think. Right. I actually haven't driven anywhere on this map, so we need to go up that way. So between the fields, turn right. That'll get us down into town. We get on this road out of town. Okay, I can do that. The Topol concert, is that, which one is that? Is that the one with, oh, I can't remember who was coming to that now, Bo. This map is brilliant for using the Agplane mods. Is there some Agplane mods around? I haven't actually seen any of those. Awesome. Saw Majestica last Sunday and a wheel, or on the Friday as well. Nice small venues and very affordable tickets. Son's favourite band at the moment. It's nice. Nice. Gonna start getting into some multiplayer share now. You've got a headset. That'll be good. Iron Maidens announced new tour dates for Europe 26 a while back, and tickets were 180 upwards. I think that was a big skip. See, I wanted to take our boys to Ed Sheeran in January when I thought he'd be a good gig to take the boys to for their first ever concert. Pretty family friendly and chill. And then I saw the ticket. It was going to cost us like $900 to take the four of us to go to that. It was going to be their Christmas present, but not anymore. Right, this thing's got a bit of get up and go. 31 miles per hour. It's not too bad. Have I opened the map up, Alex? As in looked at the map? I have. You want to have a look at something on it? Yeah, that's the one. Iggy Pop, Joan Jett, and Hoodoo Gurus. I know Iggy Pop and Joan Jett. Heard of the Hoodoo Gurus? How is Iggy Pop still alive? Pickled. Same way Keith Richards is still alive. Your kids have seen the Chili's. Probably too young to know the words, what they were saying, were they, Bo? Took my boys to the Chili's, they'd be crowd surfing, I reckon. Half a chance. Oh, created more fields. No, not yet. No. No, I'm going to go down and create one down at the cattle farm. Just merge a field. But no, everything we've done so far is we've just bought existing fields. I'm tempted to. I don't know if there's... Let's see if I can do this. Well, we could always buy like this big plot of land up the back here as the extension for the farm and turn that into a field, rather than buying this way and buying into land, but I don't know. Not sure what's going to work best. Hoodoo Gurus, an Aussie band from the 80s, are they? Kiwi Sim Farmer says hello. Is he streaming? Send my regards back his direction, share, would you? Right. .70 milliseconds at 45 FPS. Where are you connecting from, Berto? Part of the universe. I know Jimmy's joining from England. He's got 140 in Victoria. That's interesting. It's crazy, actually. So, my ping at... Well, it's getting up a little bit higher. My ping at around 55 is lower to my... It's lower than yours from New Zealand to Sydney versus Melbourne to Sydney. How about that? sprouting, maybe. Who knows? I've been raised correctly from babies. They already have a good knowledge of music. Oh. Oh. Not sure what happened there. No one wants to go to Super Cheap. It's been about 3 hours fixing the edges of the roads and paved roads. The gravel and paved roads just seemed a bit too rough. Didn't look realistic. Well, that was a good time to drive past Super Cheap and see that big patch of grass there, right? I gotta admit, having been working on my own map, it is a very difficult thing to master. Getting a field to look good. Or a field edge or anything to look good. It'd be tricky, right? Get down this way. Come on. Straight lines, please. No, we're further actually. We're over the train tracks. What's now? Is this one? This is a proper dirt track, this one. It's apparently the biggest contributor to the file size on this map is the number of trees. Interesting. So you'll see one's 40 but doesn't feel much worse than 60ish. Which is funny because other people will say 160 is unplayable. Quite interesting how that is, isn't it? Right. Go have a look how it's going to work. This map needs snakes. Obsessed at the moment with the Korean rock band K-Rock, not K-pop. Never thought that would ever happen, but they are so good. In fact, they have 5 attractive women. There's nothing to do with it. I'll take your word for that one, Garrick. I'll be off to check it out now. Oh, cool, what am I missing out on? Good music. So now field create on, hopefully. That's true, no? So you didn't turn field, allow field create. What's that? Long way to go just to do this. It's got to be done. I think we only have to plough periodically because I think this could take a while using this beast. Biggest plough, maybe a second one could be a good idea. This tractor's pulling it alright though, even though it's a few horsepower underrated. So these two fields here, this one and the one on the other side of the feedlot, are going to become grass fields. What? Making our animal foods. Because there's not much of this field, this small field here between this and the feedlot, I figured it's might as well just make it one. Baby metal, never heard of that. my exposure to Korean music is very limited. I'd like to keep it that way. I know. Live a little, Aussie. Get out and experience things. Oh, I think they just figured it out at the same time. So the lime's not applying where you haven't seeded. It's working where you have. Bizarre. Interesting. Oh well. Progressing. Oh, let's turn off. Let's just go actually have a look. I reckon there's a bit of land in here we could rump off this. Oh, we don't actually own any of that. Okay, well, we won't be able to do that. That is the edge of the field. Right. That's it then. I'm lost in the fog. Where am I going? Oh, was there anything? Actually, I wanted to square off this edge too. What do I need to? Let's have a look. Just because this was just painted. Yeah, let's do a little bit of tidying up on this one. Not a huge amount, just enough. I probably don't need to do too much because it's a grass field and we've got some grass on the edge. It'll cut anyhow probably, but make it look as good as possible. There we go. That will do now. Limits fields, let's get back. Russian map called Rasvet. The amount of fine details on the off-road tracks is amazing, so realistic. There's certainly some fields get some attention put into them, that's for sure. Oh. Jimmy's using, so we've got some auto drive set up down here already, that's impressive. Should you stop at the store and pick up the roller, Jimmy? Yep, so I'll just sort you out some permissions. Would be the easier way. Yep. 3 Japanese girls will kick us band of Japanese session musicians behind the girls, make it a bit gimmicky with it being concerning play. Yeah, interesting. Here you go, learn something. Right. So once Berto's finished seeding that canola, he can run that air seeder right over here and start planting some grass in those 2 fields. Perfect. It's right where I am. Yeah, there's no, I don't think there's any symbol for it. Hopefully, by a roller, if you roller. Should appear at the back here. Cool if it appeared under the shed, that would be kind of neat. And there it is. Boom, like that. And I don't have a hitch, I could have dragged it back. Birdo putting in the work, he is. Right, back we go. Let's do it. Some little issues that people notice. Always is. Like, that's a bit of an issue to me. Driveway's overgrown. As I said to you probably when you went here, Elsa, if there's anything really obvious that you come across and anyone comes across while they're playing on the map, let me know, and I can pass that back to the map maker. We can get things updated. So there's another stack of grass off the edge of the road. And if I turn too early or not? I need to go one more. Just go through the drive-thru and grab a burger. Fit. Oh, autosave. Yeah, we're not fitting. Not a tractor size dive through. Oh, just drives through it though. Collision free drive through. It's not. Alright, note to self, get a smaller tractor so we can go to McDonald's. Time for a Happy Meal. I'll tell you what I had, Garrick. I don't know, it's probably, I think it's a New Zealand only burger, but I've just released a burger here called the Big Arch, which was actually really good. I was suitably impressed with it. Still discovering it. Yeah, there's lots to discover, for sure. One of those maps you don't farm, you don't see how 9/10 of it. The Big Arch in Aussie for a while, very good burger. Yeah, I thought it was quite good. Enjoyed it. Drive through. Absolutely. It's my defense. "25 years since you had Macca's, no idea what they have." You're definitely not missing out on anything, Garrick, but sometimes it's just the easy thing to get with 2 kids. Nice work, canola done. Further. Right, you can, if you feel like running down to the animal farm, Berto, with that tractor and air drill, go for it. You're incorporating reservoir dams around the fines, similar to what they do on cotton farms, just seem to break up the large fields. Oh, nice. Very cool. We're in the fields. Can't autocorrect. Hey Olaf, how you doing? Good to see you. I gotta drive in. Oh, probably that sort of carnage. Oh. Yeah, so it's done its dash around the world. I see. I'm not as special as I thought I was. This tractor's twitchy with my little glitchy controller. On its own. Came in a different way too. It didn't come in between the fields. It came in along the edge of the first field. New Zealand's the last to get it. That's because they practiced and refined it on everyone else, and they want it to be the best it can be when it gets to New Zealand. Because they put New Zealand beef in it, and they don't want to just give us any old burger to put New Zealand beef in. Oh. I'll happily let the rest of the world test things for us, and we only get it when it's good enough. Meet our high standards. I'm not sure. Elsa. Not sure. I'm sure there'll be a mod out there that's got like a tree devourer type thing on it. Alright. Well, this thing's job is done. Mark it back up. Right. Wasn't that off there? In this round. Woohoo, look at that. What's that for a turn? Sheesh. Killing it. Alright. When you win the lottery, you're moving to New Zealand. Oh, I should check if I won. You want to watch someone win $36 million live? Look. Probably wasn't even one. $36 million tonight. Look. This would make a great video, wouldn't it? Not checking one ticket. We'll get the first number. I didn't get the second. Couple of rows looked promising. Yep, I gotta go to work tomorrow still, sorry. Not a winning ticket. Well, there we go. Right, there we go. Let's have a look. What's the job? What are we gonna do now? So it's all done. Yeah. Turn off the heads rolling on this. Actually, this only needs one more layer of fertilizer, which is handy too. Are fully fertilized. Jimmy's down here sorting out. Oops, sell that. I think we might have had a little bit of a collision down here. I wonder. We can probably go and jump into here then. Start off, carry on spreading some lime. Look, done with the. Hey Nina, how you doing? Nice to see you as always. That's on your phone. Don't text and drive heavy equipment. If you win the lottery and can move to New Zealand, you won't need to live with me. Whoops, what am I doing? Pressing on the wrong button. Yeah, that little section. Alright. Go cruise controllers. You play auto drive. Stay away from the Aussie Powerball, it's all yours. Your Aussie Powerball gets quite big, doesn't it? Not US big, but big compared to us. You were in the passenger seat. Turn the lines on with that just to see how that all lines up with what's already been done. Not bad. Tree be gone. It's quite a good fertilizer spread, really, isn't it? 30 mil for you this one. Yeah, it's with 36. Definitely do me nicely too. Very much. Doubling down a little bit. Let's get back on some proper lines. Good progress though. It's fully planted. Got a little bit of staggered growth in those, which is good. This is going to be planted, which is cotton, which is good. These fields are going to be grass soon. So we're going to get rid of the soybeans that are in there. We don't want those. Grass and grass there. It'll start growing. So it might actually look to skip time forward a little bit. I'm comfortable with people sleeping on the server too. I want to accelerate time. Just to get things done, so we're not one where we're worried about multi-farms or anything like that. Let's just get in and do it. Told your boss if you win 30 million pound 200k you'd keep your lawn mowed. Did you tell him you had to do it in a bikini or something like that? Garrick. A different one each time. I'm assuming you like your boss. You're prepared to do that. Don't like him that much. As in, see him in a bikini. Fair enough too. Fair enough too. You added 100 400 head Brazilian feedlots to this map, so now you're just busy doing hay and silage. We're going to have a lot of that to do too once we get our cattle up and running. Got 5 of these. Only 2 of them, so 2 of them, a couple of them don't get the manure heat. Good actually have they added that. Is that a recent addition? Tell you there's nothing nearby. It's good. Giving Borat flashback. Old man Keeney. a special piece of clothing that was. Once everything's planted, what we need to fertilise this, and once more, we're not going to have any issues with weeds. We've got those turned off. So yeah, it pretty much is going to be a waiting game till things are ready to harvest. Hopefully we can get a good stagger on some fields, which would be nice. I'm going to say the lime speed of lime application is a lot better than it used to be. We're not using precision farming, but it's not going through too much. Good. Is that roller working? It's not updated the map. Is the roller working, Jimmy? Like it's updating. Show it as rolled. Oh no, no, it has. There we go. Strange. Big map, just the time it takes for the map to update, I suppose. Did you have a mankey? No shit. No, I did not. Mitch, you didn't need so much. I don't need to see two, thanks, Dr. Fish. Enough to be in wind and rain. We're hitting the bedroom window soon. Better sleep while it's quiet. I'm a big fan of going to sleep with the wind and rain. It's prof. Can't beat a good storm, but rest well. Great to have you hanging out with us this evening. And hope you're able to get up and watch that rocket jump off the pad in the morning. No need to roll mod out now, you love that mod. So we've got the only roll certain crops, which is why the cotton's not showing up as needing rolling. I don't mind that. We're not going to have to roll. If we do corn or anything like that, we won't have to roll it. I'll tell you what, when I turned on my PC an hour before the stream and started to load the server, trying to connect in to make sure everything was loaded and the server wasn't working, and I tried to restart it a couple of times and it didn't want to restart, I was pretty nervous about this working, but so far, I've got to say it's been flawless. No issues. It's great. Long may it continue. Now we've got 6% left. Is that going to get us over and back or not? Find out. Get us over. Probably not back. That's fine. If we go too much further, we'll be catching up to Holden and the cedar there, getting the cotton planted. It's all good. If the server does keep on going all right for the next wee while, this will be the plan for Wednesday nights moving forward. Definitely through to the end of the year at least. Stream from here. Sunday morning streams will remain other multiplayers, so able to get back into Eturia, Saxlingham, Judas Plains, get some work done on those servers. But plan would be that every Wednesday night we'll stream from this server See how things go. I think it's great to give back. I know a lot of Aussies and Kiwis have wanted a server to play on. I know it's not ideal that you don't have 32 gig of RAM, you can't connect to it, but it really was too cool a server to not do. So we'll see. Obviously, the natural progression from this one would be, I know Hox has been working on another map. I don't know if he's got any time frame or anything for a release for that, but certainly be interesting if this one goes well. We'll carry it on later. A different map. And there's a little old New Zealand map being built too, which is potentially a candidate for a server at some point in life, if the map maker gets around to finishing it. We'll see. G'day Kiwi, how you doing? See you, mate. Hope you had a good stream. What were you doing tonight? You can actually see your stream before I went live to see which map you were playing on. Your saves. Alright, so I did have a Auger trailer in there full of lime. So I might have been using the gave me buy point. Lime is the murder one. Remember now? You've got to remember that, don't you? Fertilizer, lime. Extract. It's fertilizer, this was lime one. Okay, lime on the end. Ah, you were looking at the new map. Ah, cool. What's your thoughts? G'day, Aussie Pete. How you doing? It's a good capacity spread of this. Nearly 5,500 litres. I didn't need all of that. This Vultra does a good job considering the weight and size of the spreader to pull it too. Figure out this camera. My job once we're finished, get this lime spread, and I think that'll probably be a good natural position to call it quits for the evening. And go. There we go, I think it's just about we finished planting too, eh? Pass. We're going to have 180, maybe 200 acres planted. Good. Start. There we go. Grass is going in too. It's good. It's going to need rolling. Clearview Farm is also a nice map. It is it also? I agree. Catch you later, Bo. Good one, mate. Lime has 0 mass for that spreader. Ah, is that why? It's a good little trick. Good little trick to know. Awesome job from the modelers, artists, and programmers. Just need better management. There are a couple of how did that get through moments. Yeah. Yeah, the modelers and the art direction they had on it's definitely top notch. Detail in the buildings, the new trees, bushes, the removable hedges. In fact, I was going to have a look. There you go. Does everyone have access to those, or do you have to have the... You'd have to have the expansion. Yeah. They are built into the map rather than becoming a new placeable built into the game. Paper sales points with no paper factory. Yeah, I know there's a lot of people commenting about the fact that I've added onions, and a lot of the productions for onions require oil, but there's no oil factory. And someone else pointed out that the dairy sell point uses the same dairy building as other maps, but not set up as a dairy production. It's just the sell point. Definitely a few little things you kind of question why, but all in all, it's pretty decent. Hey, Nina. Thank you very much for those 5 gifted memberships. Bo got one as he left. That would be hilarious. But no. Still no Bo. I don't... What? Why is it not allowing me to... I'm steering assist on that now. Kiwi Sim Farmer, Frosty, Mama Tallulah, Adam, and Louise picking up those memberships. Courtesy of Nina. Thank you very much, Nina. Very, very generous of you. And what's the coal for? So the coal, as I understand it, I haven't looked into it, you can just sail. I think you can only sail it, but I can't remember now. I did see. Well, there was another part, because there's the stone mine and then there's the stone mason. These tractors are looking for the nearest water and coal. Did you not notice that I picked farms that are away from the river? Oh, we're a bit close there. Most of the farms are away from any main water sources. Okay. Good job, Holden. You managed to pick up that little bit on the edge of the field. I wonder if you'd do that. Legend. We will cover that with lime. Go. Am I going to get this all done in one pass? No. The answer to that, rats. Oh well. Coal's best price appears to be the middle of summer. It's like no one wants it in the winter time. It's because you stock up your coal for winter. Oh, it depends. Holden probably. Holden's still around and going to stay on for a bit. He might want to finish that off. But now just leave it. Someone else will jump on and do it at some stage, I imagine. Certainly is a good looking map. Like I said, the art direction and the guidance I've had on that's been pretty impressive. It definitely raises the bar for the next one, and the next one, and the next one. Nice. No one is not that old. So we would have got this done in one pass. It would have worked out perfectly, but the issue seemed to be that the bit you can see lined is the 90 foot of the cotton planter, the early riser planter, where it wasn't harvested, where it wasn't planted. I'm guessing because they had a harvestable crop on it, we'll take the lime. Anyhow. Jimmy, thanks for your help, mate. Appreciate you jumping on. You said it's going to be a bit hard for you with the change in time zones and whatnot, but and other commitments you've got, but thanks, mate. See you. Jimmy got disconnected rather than leaving. Interesting. One thing with these big maps is you don't see other people that much. Different. Right. Bingo, that's us done. 15, which ended up with heaps more needed. Do a little bit of OCD management around the field. One thing that's impressive actually is the resolution in these textures for the lime applications. Very fine. Sometimes you get sections like that where it wouldn't take lime and it'd say, no, it's got it. Just like that one. But, so far it's taking it all. Let's see. Spot. Go. Save. You want to start from zero instead of logging, you'd be a fisherman or a coal miner. Fisherman's definitely seems to me to be the best option. You don't need any equipment. Well, you need to buy a fishing rod. 150 bucks, catch 2 fish. You're done. That's some good price fish. Just plant grass on the edge of the field, just short. This farmer cop already started with just a fishing pole. Challenge that man to catch a cold sometimes. It'd be interesting to see what he does. What do you see? Love him dearly. Right, well, it's just driving over and spreading lime for the sake of spreading lime at the moment. Should have gone in the other entrance. Anyhow. He won't be the last one, that's for sure. Right. Oh no, we are right. In the right spot. The problem's going to be we have to unload this at some stage. Lime. How am I going to do this? Because technically, we need it to spread fertilizer. We'll put it in here and I'll figure out what we need to do. There's quite a few totes of lime to come out of that. I'm not sure whether this bins take lime or okay, let's go like this. I will take lime. We just got sacked. That's it. We could actually. Limer, right hand one. Cheers, Garrick. Yeah, sorry things didn't work out for you tonight with the update. It sucks, but definitely be more chances over the coming weeks. And yeah, let me know how you get on. I'd be a little bit cheeky about how I do this, I think. Yeah. These are from Mod Hub. These are the Meridian bins by BC Bueller. Open that, that'll open the door. Now, jump back in the tractor. Make this out far enough. I can hopefully space. Unload those. And it's empty. Means we can get fertilizer into it. And now to tackle all of those totes, we will grab this truck. Also empty. The trailer. Hopefully I can press R next to this and they'll go into the back of the truck. Look. Yeah. Ah. It's not going to work. Ah. Oh. Okay. Next tactic. Pivot, pivot, pivot! Came across those same issue with those small spots. They disappeared when I came back and relined the second time after harvesting. Ah. It'll be something to do with the ground textures. Sure. Right. Let's go. Optimus Prime. Oh goodness, this truck. I mean, of course it's the truck's fault, not the driver racing around in it. Right. So this is what we were meant to be using to load in the field, but wasn't used, which is fine. I'm hoping this will unload into that. Back it up in the right spot. No. Arrgh. My second plan's not going to work. Truck, it feels like it's only got one pedal. A loud one. For that reason, I don't actually like it. Trucks are I'm used to trucks taking a wee while to get up and skedaddle. Okay. Alright, so I can force it to unload to ground. Means I'm not quite in the right spot. I wonder if this auger take long? The auger. I've tried the wet line once. Into the... I mean, it's just lime, it's not worth that much. The underbelly would be annoying. I'll empty it into this truck. Auger doesn't take lime. So how are you meant to get lime into those bins then? Looks like a job for the best backwards driver in farms, and I think he's asleep. It'll be a challenge and a half, being the best backwards farmer in farms. The bins take lime, but the auger doesn't. Does that make sense? Oh, I just guess we've got a problem. Do you reckon it's that? So do you reckon... Well, that was my other thought. The only way we can test that then is to see whether the auger takes lime. Because I don't think the auger will take lime. I reckon that's the... Let's test it. I can test it because we go like that. And a truck. Otherwise it's just lime. We'll just deposit it somewhere unceremoniously. Farming science. Hey, Karen. Because that truck must take lime, surely. I can't unload there. It's like the lime doesn't want to go into this truck either. I don't know. It's in the too hard basket for now. My brain's not functioning. Don't know why that's not putting lime in there. Carry pallets to the auger? I could do that too. Let's do that. Stay in there like that. Not a supported fill type on the truck. There you go, that answers that question. Alright, well, it's just annoying, isn't it? Let's have a look. Where's the delete pallet option? Remove pallets. Are there any pallets? Do that. Oh well. I'm expended. Let's do this. Have a look. So, field seeded with cotton and limed. Just need some fertilizer on it. Yeah, I could do that better. Rolling's going on there, so getting done, which is good. That field will be all ready to go. And then the field's good, except it never got rolled, but that's the way it is. So yeah, there we go. 3 big fields. There's an opportunity we can merge those two as well in the future if we want to. So could be something to do. And we're going to have a look over here. Grass and this one's done. Oh. Birdo, come back. Come back. I want you to seed this. We want to overseed the soybeans with grass too. On both fields. There we go, we've got grass on this one at least. It's 100% fertilised. Be 100% fertilised when we've done that. So yeah, there we go. That's us done. That's all done. How do you download this map? I registered on Kingmol's website, but I go to map. I can't see any download option. Yeah, there we go. Mark's answered your question about it being available on their Facebook page. It got downloaded too many times. It used up all their traffic, I think, on the way they'd shared it on Google. So they put another link up. Belt dumper and a belly dumper and belt conveyor. That's probably the only way to do it. Elsa, good call. Good call. There we go. The other way you can do it is through Discord and download it from the server as well if you want to. Here we go, that's us all finished. So we'll be back on this on next Wednesday. So if you're interested in joining, jump into Discord, get the mods, find the password. I will set up our proper Discord channels so we can have all the proper chats and all of that sort of thing, because at the moment it's just being done on my multiplayer chat. So that is on the list of things to do. It is on its way. So yeah, other than that, thanks everyone for tuning in tonight. Pleased to see the servers run smoothly. Pleased to have no issues with my PC. I just have a camera to sort out. So let's go and do that now. I'll leave you to it. Have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend. Sorry I won't be around on Sunday, but we're back next Wednesday. So until then, take care. I'll catch you again soon. Bye.